listener, and welcome to Tim Portlers, the show where we jump around a whole bunch of different games and systems and hopefully do so in a somewhat coherent manner. I am Seth, I am writer and game master, and with me I have...
I am David, and it rained today and it made me happy.
I am Rachel, and I am now Executive Commander.
I'm Kyle, and I miss the sun.
See, it's all about balance.
Yeah,
Which we had today. It was rainy, and then it was sunny, and then it was rainy, and then it was sunny.
I had a window to look out of to go see all that happen.
I did have a tiny little window.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a window to look up to.
I look up and I see wall. And I turn to my right, I see wall. I turn to my left, I see wall. Just
All
walls
around
everywhere.
me.
What about behind you?
I never look behind me. That's always scary.
Well, that took a turn.
Very good dark turn.
Always feel like somebody's watching me.
Well, when last we left our
I'm
heroes
going to turn around and I'm going to be there.
Sorry.
Our heroes had witnessed an individual by the name of Veral seemingly activate some sort of machinery that caused a strange black wound to open up in the air, and this seems to affect any sentient life in the immediate vicinity, further than what already appeared to be sort of hanging in the atmosphere around. And yes, you had summarily, or actually I guess before the machine fully activated, dealt with Veral.
Mm-hmm.
He died without giving you any further knowledge of anything. And you then briefly tried to deactivate the wound, but the machinery appeared to be inactive at this point, inert, and the black gouge in the air was just there, seemed to remain. And as you went out to investigate the fortress, found it entirely abandoned by everybody, including your friends, your combat instructor Mudarkatal, who had been imprisoned beneath the fortress, your friends from this world, Jakedan, who had come to help you assault the fortress, and seemingly you found no sign, at least, of the young boy Isodashan, who had been taken and been the final instigating factor in drawing you to the fortress. So you set out and followed the rather sizable trail left by this large group of people, seemingly the entire Okita League, as well as the individuals you knew, had set out together back in the very direction you'd come from, back towards the Crane lands, and were doing so with gusto and purpose. And you set out after them, following their distinct swath across the grassy landscape, and coming to that evening, as you were still trying to set on with your horses, which you had recovered, there was a rather severe shaking of the earth beneath you as the mutated form of Veral's Kyokor beast just came leaping up to come upon all of you, and you rather reluctantly stood your ground and faced it down and proceeded to clamber up atop the creature. And Saheen had snarled something in Elvish into where she thought its ear might be, and it had ceased its flailing about and attempting to unseat you, and seemed to go still, at least for a time.
I'm still standing on top of it, like holding onto some horns or something.
Yep, and as it has gone still, as we pick up here, all of you kind of take a moment and brace for any sort of further action, but the Kyokor simply blinks its massive eyes. And
then Memphis had reached out to the spirits.
Yes.
Yeah, they go try to figure out, identify the said creatures.
Yes, and this is very much a chaotic evil creature from the realm of Starfinder.
But it wants to work for us because we killed its master.
That part you're not entirely certain, but its master has been slain, and it demands a new one. And you are at least being granted the opportunity to prove yourselves worthy of being its master.
I'm assuming you shut this up at us.
Yeah, insert what GM said here.
Well, in Memphis voice.
Okay. Blah 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 blah.
Oh
Information
my.
dump.
So are we gonna ride it then?
I don't know, man. This is kind of weird.
Which Memphis, you're not entirely sure it's possible, but you're pretty sure Jeremy has wet himself.
I go, kind of take him out of his cage and kind of like shake it out and then put it back in.
He's actually like on it, flopped onto his back, just like arms curled up, like maybe if I played dead.
I feel the same way, Jeremy. Although
It's
I'm not gonna
faster
say
than a horse. It will help us
It's
gain
true,
ground and will
yeah.
definitely attract attention.
And stop a whole crowd of people in its tracks, potentially?
And all three of us fit up there. I mean, I can't see all the way up there. I'm kind of short, so
Yeah.
It's as tall as a building, Memphis.
I can tell.
There's plenty of space in these spines over here, off to my side.
Yes, all of this
Right.
is being said back and forth in somewhat raised voices as, "You're up here! You're up here!" Yes.
I scramble up to a more comfortable position,
Okay.
Well, should we?
but still try and stay near the ear for any necessity.
Alright. Just for the sake of it, go ahead and roll fitness shift.
Well, should we gather our tents and whatnot that we randomly or that we ran away from? Because, or did we even set up camp? I forget.
You hadn't set up
No,
camp.
We
not
didn't
quite
set up
yet.
camp. Ah,
You were
All
still
our stuff
pushing
is on our
forward.
horses.
oh, which our horses are now somewhere.
How far away did our horses make it?
You can kind of see them braying and whinnying off nearby. They haven't, succumbed to the full just flight mentality.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not really sure I want to get off of this thing right now.
I have a question. After our last session, does our composure or endurance go down? But
This is technically still the same scene, so because
Okay.
we're picking up right where we left off, but yes, and depending on how this scene goes, it might affect that moving forward.
3 success and 1 strife, that puts me exactly at my composure threshold.
All right, so you're not losing it yet, but
No.
climbing up all the way onto the top of this vast creature that's really driving home just how huge this thing is. As you get up there with Hideyoshi, and oh yeah, you get a good view from up here.
So, should I gather our things from the horses and follow you guys, or hop up on top of Mountain Man?
It's probably safest if you just gather the horses and ride after us.
Alrighty, then I shall do so. I'll go over to Mo and horse that has not been named in this whole series, I think.
We'll
And
call him Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc
Jean-Luc?
Mo.
Okay.
I shall gather Jean-Luc and Mo and proceed to follow after my compatriots if they start running away.
Are you attempting to command this creature?
I mean, sure.
Yes.
Lots of question marks. Sure.
Okay. How are you trying to drive it to your intended destination?
How close am I to the ear now? That I got to a slightly better vantage point.
To get back down to where you think the ear is at this point, you probably have to kind of hook your feet on the top of its head and kind of dangle down to be right next to its ear. But
Can we just slap it?
Okay.
all right.
Yeah, you
Hideyoshi.
slap one side, I'll slap the other.
All right, then the both of you go ahead and roll. I suppose. Are you meaning to try to cow it, or are you just trying to smack it into motion?
More so smack it into motion.
Yeah.
Okay, fitness overwhelm.
Fitness overwhelm. Overwhelm is Earth.
What? Overwhelm is
Fire.
fire.
Oh, fire. Oh, yay. I got an extra die.
You fire!
Ooh.
Yeah, no.
I'm so glad I
Well-
went on the big building.
I got 4 success, 4 strife.
And I
Alright.
don't want to take any strife, so I have 2 opportunity.
Okay. So he and you just kind of smack it, and you hit it right where the plating is thickest, and no reaction. Yeah, it kind of stings you.
Can he use some of my opportunity?
Hideyoshi, with 4 successes, as you... Do you smack it with your hand, with the sword? What are you using?
I'm kind of unwilling to let go of my my handhold on whatever spines are present, so I probably just like kick it and maybe like aim for a spot between some plates or something.
Alright. Your foot kind of sinks in between plates, and you feel like this kind of fleshy, spongy
Oh my.
material beneath as your boot connects, and you withdraw your foot in time as the plates begin to shift, and it's simply, at this point, it's kind of hefted back up to its feet, and
I'm gonna hold on for dear life.
It's standing back up on its hind legs?
it is kind of up on all fours at this point.
Okay.
Where it kind of
So it's doing the weird cat-like move where it's kind
Yeah.
of like stretching its back out.
where it's sunk down, kind of stood up on the all fours, which are not even rightly articulated entirely. They look like they were kind of twisted and popped the wrong way. Memphis.
Do
You
I follow
have
Jeremy's lead now? And
you have had some experience, at least, trying to commune with the earth and the animal kingdom of this world.
Circle of life. What do you want me to roll?
Go ahead and roll survival. Survival con.
That's the water.
That
Or
is
the
air.
air, sorry. When they're so tiny, they look like they're both the same thing. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Okay. We'll go ahead and... sure, why not? That's 2 success, 1 opportunity, 1 strife.
Okay. As you look into this thing's eyes, its thick, plated, almost eyebrows begin to curl on its face, and it has some, like, almost kind of humanoid features, kind of mutated and twisted, but you're seeing that there is impatience and rising fury in this thing's expression, as it is seemingly not amused and not impressed.
Oh, wait, I know what gender this thing is. No? You're making it angry. Show dominance. Give it.
Alright, I
Do your stuff.
hang down to its ear again and yell in Elven again to get a move on in a certain, like, you know, in the direction, and directed in the direction of the...
You're shouting, "Get along, little doggy," in Elvish.
Yeah, pretty much. Except get along, little beastie.
Alright.
I like to imagine that it just sounds like, ah!
Go ahead and roll Command Insight.
You're not gonna make me roll for the athletics to get down to the ear?
I think you're already latched on. Or...
Yeah, you can reasonably securely kind of dangle.
Okay. So, sorry, what, command?
Command Insight. Insight, listener, not insight.
Mm-hmm.
I quietly whisper to Jeremy to give Zaheen some good luck.
Jeremy gives a faint.
Okay, I'll take that as a yes. I don't like the sounds of this.
Well, I'm trying to decide because I have the opportunity to take some more strife and then be totally, like, lose my composure, but I'm starting to feel like in this situation with this big beast that is starting to get a little frustrated at us that I'm a little desperate, so.
Do it.
Let loose your anger. I'm guessing you have a few exploders, it looks like, huh?
So, 4 success, 2 opportunity, and I am now 3 strife over my threshold.
So are you unmasking, or are you gonna
I
together?
I can't keep it together at this point.
Well, you don't need that. Technically unmask unless you want to.
You're compromised, but you don't need to
Right.
unmask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just can't take anything with strife if you're over.
Strife. Well, I feel like yelling in the beastie's ear, "Get along, little beastie," is maybe the perfect time to kind of freak out a little bit and add a little bit of zest to my yell. Of
Throwing some naughty language.
yeah,
All right.
some naughty elven swear words and a little bit of a tremor of a, like, at the end of it or something.
Okay.
Will you accept that as unmasking?
I will. And,
So I can go down to 0 on my composure then?
mhm.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
And furthermore, I would like you to just roll your writing on your Genesis sheets.
Oh.
We're gonna cross the streams.
Yeah. That is what this podcast is all about.
Oh boy.
Versus the CR20.
The CR what?
The CR20 Kyotor Beast.
Well,
Which, for listener, in Starfinder, Pathfinder systems, challenge rating, CR, determines, kind of gives you an idea of how difficult a creature is to best in one form or another. A CR20 creature is a challenge rating 20, which is about as high as it goes.
So I just roll a straight or what?
Yep, you're rolling against the creature.
3 success, 3 advantage.
Not bad, not bad.
Interesting.
gotta roll an 18. 18?
No, I was converting its stats, its Starfinder stats into Genesis dice, which I can go into the rules of that if you want. But as you command this creature, like you clamber down and shriek into its ear the normally fluid and flowing elven tongue, just this grating.
Giving us a tongue lashing
yes.
and please get a move on, little beastie.
And yeah, as you're screaming into this thing's ear and then pulling back and clambering up and trying to get a hold on to the top of the creature and spur it into motion, it rises, kind of sinks back onto its haunches and just hurls itself through the air, and you just, both of you,
Just like
hanging on-
splayed out like all 4
Yeah.
limbs holding on to something.
as it like is even kind of trying to twist around in midair as you're like, wait, no, turn, and just trying to lean and grab the armor plating on its back, and it is responding to your touch and bounding across the landscape. It seems to have no regard for Memphis, whom you have left behind at this point.
We're
And
too
it
busy
is-
screaming.
Yes, as both of you are being, each time it makes the impact, its plates have to shift beneath you at the impact to keep you from being completely jamified, and yeah, because you are lunging and plunging in these enormous arcs across the landscape, and you are getting where you need to go very quickly.
Oh boy!
That was you succeeded, but there was what is called in the Genesis system a despair. So, so this thing is on the move, and you don't know if it's ever going to stop.
I'm imagining whenever it does finally stop, like windswept hair, like I'll still, and I was just can't we get off yet?
Memphis in the cage at your hip. Jeremy just kind of bites himself and watches this enormous beast just fling itself across the darkened landscape still at this point because it is not daytime. And yeah, you're just seeing this blob recede into the distance with receding.
And then there was one. Okay. I guess let's go gather the horses, Jeremy, and follow after them.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry, Memphis.
All by myself. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Go ahead and roll survival exchange as you're trying to coax the horses back towards you and rally them.
To me! Ooh. Okay. Why not? That is two opportunity. Yeah. One opportunity, 2 success, 2 strife. I had it flipped.
All right. You manage to successfully wrangle the horses, and by the time you get them all together and look to try to pinpoint where your friends have gone to at this point, you see hide nor hair of them.
Well, I guess I can still see the big swath of where are.
Yes.
So I'll just, as far as I know, follow that and hope it's in the same direction.
All right.
And try I guess, can I ride one horse and lead the other one along? Or do I have to walk them both?
I mean, you can be riding one with the reins of the other one.
So yeah, I'll do that and then do the whole thing like we previously did, and then kind of walk them and then ride them and all that off and on.
Okay.
And try not to get spooked because now don't know where I am at night by myself.
You're not by yourself.
I have Jeremy with me and Mo and Jean-Luc. But then I do have a phobia of the unknown. So...
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
So after performing it, you want me to throw the anxiety? All right, so after performing
please.
a check, receive 3 strife, which now means I'm over.
Poor Memphis just has a panic attack in the middle of nowhere.
The camera just pans out to the moonlit landscape, and you just hear
No! See the Darth Vader no. I gained a void point.
Yeah, you do.
Yay me! But yeah, I do probably just let off I'm going to unmask and let off a giant scream, or more like not a giant scream, but more like just have a panic attack. I'm just kind of always looking around with my perception.
Draped over Mo's neck,
right, yeah. Crying into its, neck there. And then hoping that I eventually catch up or see somebody, because as far as I know, everything's gone and everyone's dead and whatever have you, and my poor lead and my associates, my little young chap.
Mo does kind of swing his head around and just kind of nuzzle your shoulder a bit.
Yeah. When I get to the walking point, I am going to offer both of them a carrot or apple, whatever I have in my... Since I had sugar cane before, do I also have sugar cubes? Horses love sugar cubes. So I'm told.
I mean...
Yeah, whatever. I offer them snackage.
Yeah.
I offer myself snackage, offer Jeremy some snackage, and continue along with my way, trying to catch up with however far my pictures are.
I don't think sugar is a great commodity in this world, so sure, you have sugar cubes.
Woo!
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so...
Alright.
Meanwhile...
Hideyoshi and Sahin is the continued unrelenting nightmare of just being flung through the air atop some creatures the size of the building.
Do we see the group of people?
After about 45 minutes of
take you forever to catch up.
of just the Kokor just throwing you through the night air, which admittedly at the top of each arc is like, oh,
I can show you.
Let's go back down. And Yeah, you're at it's about 45 minutes, and you're seeing this huge black mass just cutting across the landscape.
Still going?
A few miles in front of you. Yes, still on the move.
Based on our leap distance, are we likely to clear it in one go?
You could easily clear them, but you're not entirely sure you have full control of this creature.
Can we
You're
try
mistaken,
to?
sir. I'm entirely sure that I don't.
Can we try to move it in that direction somehow?
I think it's already heading that way.
Go ahead.
And then stop it. Tell it to stop. Knock it off.
All right, go ahead. Roll
Stop
command insight.
I would like to help with that.
You're welcome to assist. It's going to be target number 4 at this point.
I have 2 ranks and 3 ring.
Is insight?
Insight's fire.
Fire. Okay, I have 4 in fire.
Oh, okay. So I think we can use my ranks and your ring.
Okay. So do you want me to roll or?
Yes, so that you can take 4 dice instead of...
Okay. So I'm going to use his ranks in command?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure I'm understanding this correctly. Okay.
The roll is in. The roll is being decided upon.
You see her rolling.
Oh boy. Oh, actually, that one.
Wonder when we'll find out what Derolo is.
Well, I just took a whole bunch of strife to do it, but 4 success, 1 opportunity, 4 strife.
All right. Saheen, as you are astride this creature and seeing this mass of people before you, you lean forward and yell down into its ear once more, you think, hopefully somewhere down there.
Stop, little doggy.
Up on its spines, trying to pull it and wiggle it. And...
Pull the emergency brake.
And yeah, as it is coming down in its latest arc, probably dropping 300 or 400 feet shy of the nearest side of this huge mass of people, it just sinks down, absorbing the shock of the impact as you, I would say, alight, but it's not light at all, behind the band that you have been pursuing. And the Kyokar just, as it sinks down, just stops.
Are you alive?
Yeah, I think so. So I pat myself down, make sure
Make sure all your
everything's still
stuff
there.
is still there.
I'm just following the trail of all their stuff. It's like, oh, hey, there's this.
Thank you, Memphis. So, touching down close to where all of the people are,
Yep.
do any of them get knocked off their feet?
They are definitely jostled by the arrival, but none of them even look back.
They didn't notice us, Saheen.
That seems kind of problematic.
Well, they're probably mind-controlled or something.
Yeah. Do you think also Madarkatal?
How far across is this group of people?
There are probably a couple thousand people in this band.
Okay. Okay, that's... on the possibility that my voice might actually carry all the way across, I'm going to... Hey, Mudarkatal!
Hey, you guys!
What is the stat for holler?
For yodel?
Yeah.
I could say a fitness or a command
I'll
or
say,
labor.
I'll say performance,
Ooh,
actually.
okay. I'm... Yay.
So we stop behind
Yes.
the group then?
Okay, performance... Insight,
And
okay.
how many people did you say was in the group roughly?
1,000.
Looks like
Oh, even bigger.
1 success!
Okay.
That's it.
Your throat is really dry from all the soaring through the air. You
I got a bug.
Yeah, you might swallow a few bugs. Yeah, it's it kind of catches in your throat. Yeah, like that. And
Okay, well, that didn't work out so well.
Can I try?
Yeah,
right.
you seem to be good at screaming.
You said it was...
Performance insight.
Okay.
Insight.
Not insight.
Yes.
Insight to action.
Yes. It's very different from a 5e insight check. Which is not the same as a Pathfinder sense motive check. Or is it?
Well, I'm not in any better. I don't want that, so it's 1 success and I take 1 strike.
Alright. You as well, not really...
After yelling at the creature, I got nothing left.
Your voice is a little hoarse. And actually beneath you, the kill core, its massive head just kind of shakes back and forth, and then you swear you hear it groan about these people.
Do you think this thing comes with like a first gear?
I
Like a
don't-
slow speed?
I don't know.
I'm gonna
Technically,
wiggle on the spines on top and trying to get it to like amble around the group.
go ahead and roll command insight.
Okay.
Trying to get this massive creature that isn't technically even supposed to be on all fours to trot.
2 success, 1 opportunity.
Alright. Begrudgingly, it sort of shifts beneath you and just... That's it.
Oh, hey!
Yeah.
This
Very-
isn't too bad.
It's a bit swaying as like for each step it swings its bulk back and forth and you have to hold on pretty tight to keep from just being...
But we're talking like drunk elephant rather than like speedboat in a storm.
Yeah, drunk elephant.
Okay.
Drunk elephant.
That's oddly specific.
You know.
No, actually, there's actually a legit time of year where elephants start eating fermented fruit and they get drunk.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Elephants, giraffes, monkeys, they all start eating these fermented fruit and they get drunk. Yeah, it's pretty hilarious.
I bet, yeah.
Anyway, so the kill core begins to lumber its way forward toward the group.
I'm going to try and steer it so that it goes, like, not trampling over people, because I think that they're probably not going to notice, but, like, around the edge of the group and out to the front. And I'm going to be... I'll just be keeping an eye out for anybody who looks like they're actually paying attention.
And slowly, as if making it very clear to you that it could absolutely refuse if it wanted to, the kill car just begins to shift
You're not the
around.
boss of me. I'm walking because I feel like it.
Yeah.
So it's a teenager, too.
Begins to shift around the entire group, which is still like they're not sprinting, but they're just hoofing it across the landscape still.
And once we get a closer look, what do they all look like? Do they look like they're paying attention to anything but the task at hand of running or jogging or whatever they're doing?
None of them are looking at you, it seems. They're just eyes forward. They even from this distance, you can tell that they're still looking just emaciated and gaunt.
Is there anybody in the group? Because as we're circling around, I'm looking for Mudarkatal.
And you're looking across this sea of people in the dark. Everything
it's
just
still
looks
dark?
like this
Okay.
massive bodies.
Okay. When we get around to the front of the group, I'm going to try and hit the brakes and stop it like right in the middle of the group's path, so they have to go around me to go around the beast in order to proceed forward.
Yeah. Make another command insight. It's like every time you're pushing this creature, it's just
It doesn't
not
like
pleased.
you.
It had come to you seemingly demanding that you prove that you were worthy of being its master, and this far you've just been like, hey, please do this, please go here, please stop.
Alright, we're gonna take you, and you, and you, and... Okay, so that gets me 1, 2, 3 success, 2 opportunity, 3 strife.
Alright, as you bring it about, again, there's that deep, lumbering groan that shakes up from the core of this creature beneath you and just kind of rumbles your seat. It's like one of those, where they have like the theme parks where the seats shake and rumble with the effects of whatever's on the screen.
4D movie type of thing. Yeah.
That kind of thing. But no, you bring the Kyogre about and it comes to a halt in front of this mass of people that continue to just push forward toward it.
Okay. I'm going to try shouting for Mudarkatal again.
All right.
Bring in another one of them there performance checks.
Can I help?
Yeah, let's shout together. You have more fire than I do,
Yeah,
right?
I have 4.
Mudarkatal.
Okay, so you get to roll 5 ring dice then.
Only 5?
Yes, it's 4 from you plus 1 from me because I have no ranks.
Right.
Okay, but if you had ranks in it, I'd roll
you
your
get all
skill.
my rank dice.
Okay, got it. And how many dice can I keep in this instance? Only 4?
I think it's still 4.
Okay.
I believe if somebody's helping you, you can keep an additional...
I'll double check that. I thought that was for void points.
Oh. Yeah. No, you might be right on that.
That sounds right.
Let's just stick with 4 for now, and then I'll check that. And...
Alright, well, 1 success, 2 opportunity.
Okay. You call out, and once again, there seems to be no response. Everybody just surges forward at this point. The crowd is just coming upon the creature and are just being divided down the middle, half of them pouring to the right and half to the left, and just going to either side of the creature, who at this point seems to be looking around and trying to decide on who looks most tasty.
Hideyoshi?
Yes.
I think if we're not careful, this creature...
Character making a check with assistance may keep up to 1 additional die per assisting character.
I was right!
You were right, Game Master.
But
Would
Hideyoshi...
that make a difference?
I think... No.
No, okay.
Because I didn't want to take the strife for the extra opportunity to get it. There's no extra success in the roll. Hideyoshi, I think we need to get this dude out of here, this creature out of here, because it's looking at these people like they're tasty morsels.
It's beginning to take deep
Do we want to just tell it to be on its way?
Get off of it and send it away?
I mean, no. Well, I'm thinking that it doesn't belong here. Setting it free is not going to make our job any easier.
Yeah, that's true. But we also don't want it eating people.
But if it's going to eat people, these are the ones.
Wow.
I know it's really cold, but... Were we any other direction we send it in, there are completely innocent people out that way.
I mean, yeah, but...
I suppose there are innocent people here too, with all those... Do we see the difference between, like, Okita samurai and minions and prisoners?
At this point, you're high enough up that everything is just mass of bodies.
I don't suppose we can just tell it to lay down and go to sleep?
I don't know that we're going to have success with that. It already seems reluctant.
It doesn't like us.
Mm-mm. We haven't, quote-unquote, proven ourselves.
How do you prove yourself to this thing? Am I supposed to, like, stab it?
I don't know. I mean, you could try, but it might make things worse. It's really hard to tell.
Do you want to get off first?
Yeah?
Okay. Let me know when you're clear.
Okay.
So you're going to go down to the sea.
Watch out for zombies.
Yeah.
This is not going to end well.
Hey, you get away from the creature so you can be safe. Watch out for zombies.
I believe in you.
Sahin, go ahead and roll a fitness shift to clamber down from this creature.
Okay.
Not an especially difficult task, so still just a target number 2.
To success.
All right.
Yeah, you did a thing.
You just, fireman, just kind of slide down one of this thing's legs and alight down on the ground where this close up among the...
I think I would like to, if possible, stop where I have a better view, vantage point of the people passing the creature. And if I can, pause for a few seconds and see if I can see Mudark at all.
Okay. Nope. You look out over this sea of people. You're able to kind of make out the difference between, the laborers and the warriors, and you think you spy some people who might have been prisoners even back at the fortress. But no, you do not see any sign of Mindark at all.
At a brisk walk? Or
no, they are at a brisk jog,
okay.
Basically.
Okay, and then I would get off and yell up to Hideyoshi that I'm clear once I get a few feet away from the creature.
Okay.
So into the zombie horde.
Yeah, and you're being pretty jostled at this point.
Well, no, I was thinking, I'm imagining this as in the the creature is in front of the group, so I'm thinking where it's splitting them down the middle. Okay. I'm moving in that direction, so I'm not getting that jostled.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna stab it. And pull out Hitsujinu, and I find a space in the cracks in the armor.
I ready my sword if necessary.
All right.
And I stab it in.
Plunge your sword into this thing. All right, roll martial arts melee. All right. Overwhelm.
Okay, well, at least I have a good check on this one. And do I want to? Oh, I don't have any. Okay, never mind.
So I'll tell you one thing. For this roll, there are two different target numbers. One will achieve one thing. One will achieve another. They are. They would just be 2, and then 5.
Okay.
So shoot for 5.
I would assume that's what we want to shoot for.
Right.
Would the indomitable will distinction help me on this?
It would, as you are matching wills with a great beast.
Okay, then I get to roll 2 dice, or re-roll 2 dice of my choice.
All right.
Okay, let's see what we got here. We'll get one of you. Okay, let's re-roll these 2 and see what happens.
Meanwhile, there's just a side swipe of Memphis just
slowly walking across the landscape.
I only get to keep 3 of them, even though currently all 7 of my dice have a success symbol.
Mm-hmm.
I only get to keep 2, or 3 rather. Ooh, okay. Well, end result is actually, I want to take that one there. Gives me a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 success.
All right.
Plus 3 strife and 1 opportunity.
Okay.
I'd say that was the right one to go for.
That was the right one to reroll.
As you whip around, Hitsujinu's frosting blade in the night air, and just plunge it down in between the armored plates of this creature. It just sinks up to the hilt, down even under the plates, up to the hilt and the flesh beneath. And Sahin, you're right in front of this thing. So as you are actually jostled on your feet just by the deafening shockwave of sound that emanates from this creature as it just bellows
I've made it angry.
into the night. And just it doesn't even rear up, it just kind of shrinks and coils up almost like a pill bug as the armored plates are shifting under you, Hideyoshi. And you are just grasping on, holding on to the sword and to the armored plates and ready for it to just completely
ready for it to just go splat.
Yeah, begin to use its size against you as you're bracing for that. But
Also, I'm at my composure threshold.
okay. As you have driven the point as deeply as it can go, the creature actually shifts and it's just begins to twitch and convulse you actually, both of you are able to watch as its form actually begins to revert to what its more natural shape is.
What?
So,
As-
acupuncture.
What?
Mutations begin to recede, and the limbs just kind of pop back into the rightful place. And
Still the same size, right?
yes,
And still covered in things that can hold on to.
yes,
Okay. Whew.
and just this rippling change seems to just wash over it as like this dark, oily cloud is almost sloughed from its form and just kind of disperses into the air around it. And what is left is, well, Hideyoshi, maybe you kind of recognize it from the drawings you've seen of such creatures from the realm of Starfinder. It is now the bipedal titan covered in armored plates. You see, as it has kind of reverted to its natural shape, kind of almost as though the limbs are flexing, these appendages begin to unfurl and then just recede back into and beneath its armored plating, and it actually just kind of shakes its massive head and pushes off of the ground with its arms as it rises slowly to its feet and begins to look about the landscape, confused.
You're now extra tall.
Oh yes,
Oh, so now I'm
you are
150 feet
way
in
off
the
the
air.
ground. Yes.
I just kind of like stare at it. Is the sword wound bleeding at all?
There's this kind of brackish, oily, almost blood kind of seeping out from the wound.
Okay. I'm gonna pull the sword out.
It twitches again at that,
Okay.
but remains unchanged.
Okay. And scramble into a more stable position and clean off the sword and sheath it again.
Okay.
And do I know if these creatures understand speech?
Make a knowledge check.
No large check. And I have a couple ranks in that now. But that's all I got because I'm not that intelligent.
That's why we go to school.
Okay, interesting. Threat triumph.
Okay. You
Do you have
have
the success from the triumph?
Canceled out.
yeah. You have no idea if these things understand speech, and you actually begin to feel yourself kind of succumbing to the sensation of dread, almost, as you are not entirely certain if you can achieve any sort of communication with this creature. You have this vague recollection in your thoughts of somebody somewhere in some text said that they could speak, but had no evidence to back that up. And anyone else who has discussed these creatures seems to have no indication that they communicate in such a way.
Okay. Sahid!
Can I hear it?
This very faint sound from up atop the creature's neck.
I'm gonna move towards the creature.
Okay.
What happens?
At this point, it is looking down beneath it as, like, still the crowd of hundreds and a couple thousand, probably-ish people are still divided and kind of falling out to either side of it. Some are even passing through its legs at this point. It's, towering legs. As you walk up toward the Kyokor, it actually looks down. You're not entirely sure if it's looking directly at you, but it appears to be focusing in your direction.
Okay, I keep walking. Ready for, whatever action it might take against me potentially, but I'm gonna try and climb up its leg and find Hideyoshi, because I think he's calling for me.
Stop him!
Alright, you get up near its foot and just kind of hesitantly reach out and try to find the proper handholds, and the foot actually shifts backward a few paces from you.
I run towards it and leap on.
Alright.
When it shifts, actually, probably at the same time that she's running towards it, I want to, push on the top of its spines and try and get it to, kneel down or something.
Okay.
I hope I don't kneel into you.
Knee to the face!
Hideyoshi, go ahead and roll command, insight, and Saheen a fitness shift.
Fitness shift.
Okay, well, I can't accept that because... Okay, 2 success, 1 opportunity.
Okay. As you're kind of trying to drive it down to its knees, the head actually kind of the grating of the armored plates is loud in your ears as it shifts and kind of seems like it's trying to make eyes back at you.
Okay. In a, I'm not going to do what you told me to sense, or...
More of a...
What are you doing?
Almost curious.
There's a thing in my head.
Yeah. But very slowly it does drop down to 1 knee.
3 success, 3 strife.
Alright.
And I'm at my threshold again.
As you see it dropping down, just I got this. And as soon as it makes contact, you're on that, and you just clambering up this thing.
Hardcore parkour all the way up.
And by the time you get to the top, your forearms are burning, and you heave yourself up onto the shoulder of this creature at this point.
Feet later.
That's gotta be the equivalent of 200 push-ups.
Yeah. It's pretty hardcore. As at this point, the people down below have all bypassed the Kyokor and continue on.
So,
okay, what the heck just happened? What the crap? What?
I stabbed it, and it apparently decided it didn't want to be a quadruped anymore.
Yeah, but it also, it doesn't have the mutations anymore? It looks, significantly
the entire
different.
head just
So it's like an
Oh my!
twists around like an owl's head, basically. And just these
Oh
enormous eyes.
And I fall on my butt probably in attempt to make sure I don't fall off.
I am probably knees shaking, but I look at the eye.
I'm looking at it in the eye, just startled.
I think that it's probably takes on the form of its master. Maybe the old master had some bad juju or something, and now, since we're cool interplanetary travelers, it's back to normal.
You mean interdimensional?
Whatever.
Hey, I didn't even go to school, okay?
As the two of you are speaking, there's this barely perceptible shifting of what you think to be its mouth, and you feel almost reverberating through you more than you actually hear it. Just, you belong here neither.
No. We don't belong here.
We're trying to go home.
Would you like to go home?
You will take.
We can try. That's the best we can offer. We're still kind of new to this whole dimension shifting.
Do I know what type of being Mudarkatal is?
Mudarkatal is known in his reality as he is a Kasatha.
Kasatha. Oh, I do have that written down, actually. Haha. So I'm going to tell the creature, we're looking for a Kasatha in that group of people over there.
Slowly the head shifts to look past you and follow the swarm of people passing. And just kind of shifts back to you.
He will know better than us how to get everybody back where they belong.
The body begins to turn about as the head turns away from you, as it begins to face back towards after your quarry, and begins to follow them once more. And rather quickly comes up on them.
2 steps later.
And, I think I'd ask the creature, can you find the, whatever?
Kasatha.
Kasatha?
His name's Mudarkatal.
Well,
Be nice, he can help you get home.
alright. By this, we are going to go off of the Kyokkor's actual Pathfinder stat block and roll a d20 for a perception check, because I'm gonna make a perception check in Legend of the Five Rings. I like
Actually, there
Legend.
is no perception checking.
For listener, I like Legend of the Five Rings, but not having a perception check really throws me
It's
off.
so weird.
It makes sense, but it's weird.
Yep.
You see the things that you see,
Right.
and if something doesn't want to be seen, it makes a check against your
Vigilance?
No, what was
Focus?
Mm. No, you're
it? Vigilance.
Yeah.
Okay. Which my vigilance is now 3.
Mine's 2.
That's 4. You hold up 2 twos.
2 2s.
2?
It's 2 in base 2.
Like, oh my god.
Actually,
can't
this would
even.
be 3, but anyway.
Oh, good grief. This thing has a plus 39 on Intimidate.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. I
Yeah.
keep following
building
over
wants
and like, ah!
Alright.
The building asks you to move, you move.
This is I believe that is bowel loosening terror as a feat.
Okay. So part of this is going to just be perception, and I rolled a 16 on the die, so that'll be well into the 20s, if I'm reading this right. And so, yes, as it looks down, it just kind of reaches down into this crowd below you, and just kind of begins to wave its hand back and forth, just kind
So
of
it's like those-
it's like sifting through Lego pieces.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh,
I'm just like, oh, how many people are gonna die because
be
of that?
nice, be nice. Be gentle.
Are you actually trying to persuade it to be just?
I think so.
All right. Go ahead and command reason, I guess.
So I have no ranks in command, and I only have 2 earth.
I have 2 earth, but I have 2 ranks. So
Okay, do you
I'll
wanna go
roll
ahead
and
and-
I'll take the extra.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see. This is going to be
Target number.
has a target number 4.
Alright, let's do this.
Trying to tell this enormous creature to be gentle is like, really? What?
Well, I am at my threshold and I don't want to take any strife. So, nothing.
All right. It just seems to ignore you and just kind of continues sweeping its hand through the people. Nobody appears to be completely emulsified by the endeavor.
That's
but
nice.
They're definitely just being flung this way and that. And it's seems to, after a moment, just kind of reach in and pluck. Its enormous fingers aren't really built for plucking an individual tiny thing, so it just grabs a handful of people and then just kind of brings it up to its shoulder, and you see this squirming mass of limbs and tangle of people.
Okay. I mean,
find the one that's Mudarkatal and try and like pull it onto our on the shoulder with us.
From inside, you actually are able to hear. So that was effective, I suppose.
Oh, good. You're still you.
Well, good. And then I try and like.
Sorry, go ahead.
I try and help Mudarkatal out, and hopefully without losing any humans to the tall, long fall in the process.
And actually, as you're trying to just carefully even pull out Mudarkatal, these other people are just clamoring to get out of the hand, not seeming to care that they're so high up, and are just.
I'm gonna.
Ooh,
okay. Well, that. Anyway.
Can you set the people down, please?
Once Mudarkatal kind of scrambles out, looking much as you last saw him, but he looks kind of over his body. He looks rather heavily bruised and
I wonder why.
Battered, as though, just against his will, he was just swept along.
Oof.
And you haul him out onto the shoulder of the Kyokora. The Kyokora just kind of indifferently, just kind of not hurls the people still in its hand back to the ground, but just kind of disinterestedly.
My work here is done.
Yeah.
Oh. Right. So.
Yeah.
As both of you are there, Mudarkatal is trying to catch his breath, and he's looking to this creature where you have him.
We
Do
know.
You know what this thing is?
We do.
It's better than it was before.
And the head once again just shifts around and focuses.
We need to get Memphis.
We need to get Memphis back. I'd like to find Sodashan and Jikadon as well, and also this army of zombie people is going somewhere, and we should probably see to it that they don't get there.
Do we even know what's happening with these people?
And then we need to leave.
They are clearly not in their right minds. As soon as whatever happened up there happened.
Yeah, sorry about that. We really tried to stop it, but it seemed like it was already in motion before we got there.
Oh, I was not without my own mistakes. I tried to follow the other prisoners as far as I thought was safe, trying to snap them out of it as far as I could, but at the time we were outside and I realized how many people there were being brought along in all of this insanity. There was no escaping. I tried to fight my way out of whatever this is, but they seemed rather intent on staying their course, which meant that unless I wished to be trampled, I went along.
Did you happen to see either Jikadon or Sodashan?
I heard someone calling out at some point, but I didn't see who it was. Presumably, though, your friends who are also of this world will have succumbed to whatever effect were brought to bear by Veral.
Veral isn't with us anymore.
Yeah, as you say that, Mudarkatal actually, like a faintly wistful look on his face, but, well, that's for the best.
We practically took him out in one go.
He was wizened?
His strength was never in combat, but his mind was formidable.
I hope his formidable mind built an undo button into this.
That is not his style.
Is there any hope of undoing this?
I don't know. But from what I can see, it appears as though they've, at least with this Hyoko at least, have succeeded in utilizing the same shifting energies that we find in the lodge. reshaping it to the world it inhabits.
Mm.
And the Kyokor actually rumbles at that point. Take home. And Vidarkatal, did you tell this thing I could take it home?
We told it that you have a better idea how to get home than we do.
Well, that's not entirely a lie, I suppose. Where's Memphis?
I point back in the direction. He was not on board when...
I poke the beast and like, can you take us back that direction? From where you, to back to about where you found us? Or to find the other anomaly.
Make a command reason, as you're not. This is a very selfish creature. You're not really giving it a reason to do what you say.
Command
here.
reason.
Yep.
Are you gonna help me with this or no?
I will help you with this. I have 2 ranks in command still.
Okay, and
I like to think I haven't even covered like 1/4 of the distance yet.
You're well behind. Jeremy, the cricket is just singing. So you had a bad day.
3 success, and I'm taking 2 strife, which puts me over my threshold.
All right.
Freak out.
The Kyokor does not bridle at the suggestion, but neither does it move.
Oh boy.
And Vidarkatal looks at the both of you. One does not communicate with these creatures in terms of mutual respect. You give it a reason to do what you ask, when that serves its own purposes.
Well, I guess we have some potential options. Would the most likely place where we can send this creature back where it belongs be back at the tower? Or does it matter?
I don't know.
Does Varal, is he known to keep notes?
Perhaps.
Extra bits of machinery lying around?
That at least. But I'm a combat instructor. I was never a mechanic.
I'm not there, so I can't offer any advice. Sorry.
Unless we are able to locate someone of this world in their right mind who is trustworthy, who is able to open the door for us back to the lodge.
Is that how it works?
Typically, the individual who opens the way back to the lodge for any operatives is the person who called for aid in the first place. But
Yeah, we had some trouble, and we probably use unorthodox methods.
I have a light bulb moment. Oh, but I can't tell you guys because I got there. Darn it. Sorry.
But I think I know what your light bulb moment was.
Maybe.
I think we need to find a Soda Sean. Because I think he was the kid who called us here.
How?
I don't know.
you did cut your way here with
Yeah.
Mitsubi.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
Yeah, that's what that's why I was like, we intentionally came here because of the sword.
Right.
This is so hard. Like, I would have knew.
Was that your
Part of it.
Oh.
Unfortunately, Memphis and the equipment are in one direction, and Asodashan and Jikadon are in the other direction. If we go back to get the people if we go back to get our teammate and the gear, we have a better chance of getting out of this world, but we can't abandon the other two who might actually be the most important key to getting out of this world. And we're still leaving a zombie horde on its way to who knows where to do all sorts of terrible damage to the Grainlands.
Well, then we do know where.
Oh, but we don't know what their end goal is, do we?
Unfortunately, no.
Do they have an end goal?
Varel was not forthcoming. He likes to extract information, not offer it.
I don't suppose any of
So
your...
not classic bad guy.
I don't suppose any of your running buddies said anything other than... did they say anything at all?
Nothing. Except from the one voice I heard briefly.
Which said...
I couldn't make it out.
Okay. Well...
Yeah,
More importantly, if we do not give this creature a reason not to smush us rather quickly, it may well do so on a whim.
okay.
Do you have anything to offer it?
Well, it's gonna be stuck here
There's no
if it
possible...
squishes us.
Yeah, there's no possible way it can get out of... It can get home without us.
And Midarkatal actually looks over to the enormous eyes that are still monitoring all of you, and there's just a shift, the faint nod of its massive head.
Okay. So it needs us for sure. And we need Memphis, and we need our two friends.
But Midarkatal actually looks to the Kyokorians. How did you return it to its true form?
Apparently his sword?
I stabbed it in the head with it, Tsujinu.
Looks down to the blade that's still, at this point, like the sickly blood is kind of
Well,
frosted.
I cleaned it off.
Okay, sure. And yeah, he looks to the sword and well, that's, I don't know how that works.
Well, the blade did cut through dimensions earlier.
Okay, weird idea. What if we find one of those people that are zombified, scary, not paying attention to anything, and not necessarily stab them with the sword, but cut them with the sword? What will happen? Maybe something? I don't know. It seems crazy that it worked on the
Kyokor?
Kyokor.
Well,
But I don't know that we, have a decent option.
it's worth a shot.
Okay.
Do you have a name?
It just stares at you.
Okay then. Kyokor, please catch up with that group of people. I need to cut one of them to help us get home.
Begins to set off in that direction once more.
Okay.
And yeah, you guys are hanging on for dear life, way up in the sky.
Alright.
As the moonlight over the landscape sees you all just clinging to the necks and the neck and shoulders of this creature. And yeah, rather quickly again, it covers the ground back to catch up.
When we get there, I'm going to command it to put me down.
I will get down with you and help you grab
Yeah,
a
the
person.
hand comes up to the shoulder and at the wrist just goes a full 180 to up to
Boy,
carry you down.
its joints are weird.
As it sets you down safely to the ground.
Draw my sword and run after them.
I go try and leap a person down, jump.
Yep. You hold, I'll stab.
Yeah.
Alright.
This got really weird.
This took a turn.
Alright, just go ahead and just for a grapple, I guess, do martial arts, unarmed, overwhelm.
Okay, martial arts, unarmed, overwhelm.
Yep.
Okay. I got 2 skill dice and 4 ring dice.
Yeah.
but not a good roll, apparently.
I'm over my threshold, so that's 3 opportunity.
All right. You kind of leap after one of these.
I think after doing this leap, I'm frustrated, so I'm going to be like freaking out as I'm like reaching out one and the next and trying to grab somebody, just like not really. Like, I'm trying to rely more on, like, random, like, animal instinct and, like, freaking out.
You're trying to isolate a buffalo from the herd.
Bring on the wheat.
A single wolf trying to isolate a buffalo.
Yep. That is what I'm doing.
Too.
And if you will accept that as my unmasking, that is
Very well.
That is what I am doing.
You're just in a frenzy, just trying to, like, you kind of trip up a couple of them, just like,
Yeah.
and it's very
Just
undignified.
kicking at them.
It's just so undignified.
Okay.
Dark Cattell is standing a few paces back, just, that is not how I taught you that at all.
I collect myself and then I do it the way he taught me. Can I?
You can attempt it again if you wish.
Okay.
It's not like you got thousands upon thousands of options.
I'm going to try not to laugh any harder than I already am.
All right. Kaboom. Yeah.
This is good tape.
Okay, 4 success.
All right. This time, just sweep the leg out from one of these people and just slam him down to the ground. Just eats dirt.
And then I look at Mudarkatal.
So you're... Okay.
You see, he like trying to fold 4 arms at this point. And he's still accustomed to only having 2. And he's like,
He's like, go.
yeah. Acceptable. And there's that faint smile you're accustomed to when you perform admirably in combat.
Alright. Sing! And I'm going to walk up and, like, stab him in the thigh or something. A little bit of stab.
Okay.
Not an artery.
No, not an artery, but, like...
There's a very important artery in the thigh.
Alright, then I'll stab him in his butt.
Okay. Stab him in the butt. As Sahim just kind of is kneeling on his back and he's thrashing around.
This makes me think of up the butt.
Guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt up the butt.
I'm so glad that Memphis is not seeing any of this.
And then there's the other
Episode
door.
titled Rebuttal?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Episode titled Rebuttal.
No.
Alright. I'm gonna take...
I try not to say no very often as a game master, but no.
Is the target number on this one still 2?
Honestly, it'd be 1, because this person's just heading down.
Awesome, that's good. So in order to avoid taking strain, I'm going to be 1 success, 1 opportunity.
Alright. Just kind of slashed him across the buttock.
Yep.
And the individual appears to keep kind of thrashing around in Sahim's grip.
Continue thrashing.
Yep.
How would I need to stab him harder?
Ah.
Is this,
Well, maybe the sword needs to stay in contact.
Is this a soldier or like one of the...
This appears to be one of the laborers.
Let's see if we can find a soldier.
Okay.
So we let this guy up and let Sahim go and wrestle herself a samurai.
Alright.
I feel like you
With
guys
the
are
roll from before, we'll say you're able to grab another one.
Okay.
This one is a military individual, it appears. Not a full samurai, but one of the militia, it appears.
Okay.
And I looked at Mudark Control really proud that I took down a...
Yes, still very proud.
Still going for the butt. This time I'm gonna like stab it in an inch or so and then just kind of hold it and see how...
Poor chaps.
I
I got this mental image of you guys like just going up to like deer and like, all right, putting like a little ear monitor thing and then like moving them back into the wild. It's like, all right, we can follow them.
know.
Alright.
This is taking a very strange turn.
Yes. 2 success, 1 opportunity.
Alright. As you sink the blade very, very shallowly into the buttock, there is reaction, but it is in the form of the blade appearing to freeze the immediate area around the point of impacts.
Frigid
The
cheeks.
individual appears to still just be squirming around trying to break free.
I'll take the sword out of his butt.
Okay.
And
okay, that's a no.
clean the end off.
Mutate just steps forward. I'm gonna
Yeah,
do this right
no,
now.
I was gonna say it's not working.
Nope. That's...
Sorry, it was a stupid idea anyways.
It's an idea worth trying. We've only suffered a couple of slightly sliced buttocks.
I'm probably still young enough to actually chuckle at that.
You again see that he's trying to use his extra arm to probably hit you on the back of the head, but
Just gonna
it's not quite there, so he just twitches kind of in your direction and is like, I was only just trying to fake you out. Well then, perhaps a better course of action at this point would be trying to find out where they're going and head them off.
This whole time, have they been going like in a direct straight line?
A single direction, yeah.
Okay. Then, in that case, I will pick us up! And when we get back up to the top, assuming he...
First of all, there's this very judgmental, impatient look from the Kyokor as it very
Okay, you know what?
long-sufferingly just kind of...
You know what? Don't give us that look. We are going to get you home. We are trying, okay?
Just stares at you, and as you climb up into the hand, it just lifts you back up to your perch.
Alright, and I instruct the beast. And I will tell the beast, in order to...
Oh, wait.
What?
Do you remember the other thing about that check you made, stabbing the Kyokor? It was a target number 5.
Yes.
Probably would be a target number 5 on the humans as well. To have
It's a bit of a metagaming going on, but...
okay, sorry, we've tried it, it didn't work, we're moving on, I know, but I'm just like...
Also, that would be a long time to try to go through all that many people to try to get them all decontaminated.
Well, we were just picking some random experiments, and then if that succeeded, we
Then
would have
we'd
gone
go
and found
find-
the 2 people we actually cared about and
Yes.
stabbed them.
Because we care about them so much.
You're my friend, Shank!
It's how men bond.
Yes. Punch it. That's how men say hello.
Yep.
Friendship punch.
But Mudargatal actually is looking to the Kyokor at this point and says, maybe it is only effective against creatures that are not of this world.
That would be my suspicion.
Which means that are the people down there just done for then?
I don't know.
Or does it run its course?
We don't even know what caused it and what's controlling it. Like, the boss man is dead.
And was the machine was not running anymore?
Completely inactive when you left it?
As far as we could tell. There was no signs, no worry, no nothing. It ramped up, and then it was off, pretty much.
We have 2 options. We can either go forward and try to head these people off and accomplish who knows what. We can go back, pick up Memphis, and head back to the castle and see what we can do there. I'm starting to think that maybe we should go back.
Yeah. Because all we're gonna do going and trying to head them off is possibly kill more of them.
And we don't really have any idea what we're doing.
Technically, I'm still in charge of this mission, but you are both more well-informed than I am for the moment. If you believe it is the better option to return to the fortress, then that is where we should go.
Okay.
Alright. You attempt to
I'm
coax the Kyokor?
No, I attempt to command the Kyokor because coaxing does not work with these fellows.
Very well. Command Insight.
Boy, this is going to be a scary sight for Memphis, where it's like out of the horizon, just boom, 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 boom.
And the Kyokor returns, changed,
Right.
forever.
I'm thinking my frustration is getting a little better of me at the time. So if it hesitates at me, I probably snap at it and rage and shout. That is 3 success, 2 strife, which is that's it for me.
All right.
So I probably yell at it.
And on that?
Yes, it just kind of stares you down for a moment as you just begin to scream and holler at it and just, look, we're trying to... And just,
Do my best to, like, rationally scream at it. Not succeeding very well, mostly just screaming.
all right.
Actually screaming. Doesn't sound like two things that work.
That's why it doesn't work.
As once you've kind of run yourself ragged and all out of breath, Medargala just kind of claps a hand on your shoulder. Well, do you feel better?
Yeah.
All right. And looks to the Kyokar and begins speaking in a language you do not recognize.
Don't know or don't recognize at all?
Yeah, more so don't know, I guess. Or you might have heard snippets of it before, but it was never taught to you.
His native language?
It seems so.
Okay.
And he is speaking some kind of dialect from the realm of Starfinder. And he is going to roll. Okay. The Kyokar just gives a slow, rumbling nod and begins to set up in the direction you indicate.
What did you say to him? It. Her. Them.
That's not to ask. For either thing, really.
Okay. Cool. I'll just go ahead and enjoy the ride.
These creatures command a great deal of fear where I'm from.
Can't imagine why.
That is the language they speak more freely.
That's fair.
Very big.
As you're all clutched onto the top of this thing as it
And it's
begins to press on.
a less terrifying travel.
Kind of, because you never actually leave the ground, but you're higher up at this point, as a general rule. So, yes, at this point, Memphis, just as about dawn is breaking,
Nobody knows.
as like the sun is breaking on the horizon, you just see in the
Shadow of Colossus.
like, yeah, this is the full Shadow of Colossus moment.
It's Attack on Titan.
Yeah. Just lumbering forward towards you.
Am I able from this distance to tell that it was old creature, or does it look like a new entity coming towards me? With my perception
from your
check.
check before, you would actually know that this something more like this is the true form of a
Okay,
Kyokar.
so I'm not freaking out like, oh my gosh, what is this weird monstrosity coming
No,
towards me?
you're probably able to piece together. It's like, okay, so this is the same thing, but it's still very intimidating. As
How are the
as
horses dealing?
the horses are not dealing so well as they're like pulling against the reins, and Mo beneath you is trying to just kind of buck.
Try to calm them down.
In the interest of time, you're able to rein them in as the Kyokar is coming up. Yeah, has a plus 39 on Intimidate.
Yeah. I'm probably also slightly like, oh my.
Yes. And it just is just going to step over Memphis unless directed otherwise.
Stop! We need Memphis.
Stop!
Hello there, because I probably can't even hear them, so.
Hello!
You just see this tiny little thing way up top.
Grab our stuff and come on up. Leave the horses.
I
Right.
would hop down to help and to communicate to
Alright.
Memphis everything's cool.
All right. Again, in the interest of time, no check for that is Saheen shimmies away down
I figure
the
I'm the
creature.
best person to shimmy down for
Yep.
that. So
Unless the Kyokar would offer its hand, as it's begrudgingly on team Yatamu at this point.
Yeah.
and helping to facilitate the passage
Coordination of good.
back and forth. But as you all are set atop it at this point, what do you do with the horses?
Yeah. That's what I was about to ask, actually.
I would vote that we hobble them so that they can't get too far and leave them here. and either we come back for them later, or... Actually, wait. Could the Kyokor beast carry them?
Ostensibly.
Would they survive?
I mean, if they panic and just lunge off of it, they're gonna be broken, shattered.
Is there a horse carrying protrusion?
No, not so much.
I'm voting for hobble the horses and we'll come back and get them later. Or if not, someone else will find them and Mo and Jean-Luc will have a new friend.
Okay, since I spent a good however long I've been riding with these, just me, myself, and Jeremy and the horses, I'm going to go get them each some treats, get them a nice little rub down, pet down thing, and just whisper quietly to them, thank you for staying with me this whole time.
Alright, they seem very impatient to be
And
away
then-
from a big creature.
Right, and then I'll let them go, and then head on up.
Yeah. It's the spirit stallion of the Cimarron
Right.
moment as they just bolt off across the landscape. Presumably once you've retrieved whatever you need off of them.
So, eventually make my way up to the highest heavens, to the highest I've ever been in this place.
Yep.
Since I haven't been over 8 feet tall.
Yep. Yeah, no, even the Kyokor beast, once he gets a good up close look at you, is just... And, as you begin making your way back into the forest where you came
Wait
from...
a minute, guys. I thought we were heading after the troop.
Well,
Change of plan.
we don't
Also,
think...
hi, Murdoch Ball. It's good to see you, by the way.
He was well, Memphis.
We fill him in on all of the reasoning that we've reasoned while reasoning.
Well, question then.
Yes.
Since now I know everything, it appears... So, Murdoch Ball, if I'm understanding correctly, everyone that's from this world was affected by the thing and wasn't talking at all. But
As far
then
as I can
someone talked.
I don't know who, I don't know what.
Did you ever see Soto-shan at the fort? Because the
boy you spoke of.
The boy, yes. Because they repeatedly captured him for no apparent reason
Horses.
and brought him back.
I never
Never
had
saw
the pleasure.
That is an interesting point, though.
Because they didn't need him as far as we know.
Right, but how do we...
So unless Jacadon has a Soto-shan...
But even if it's neither of them, someone in there is also not from this
affected.
realm.
Yeah.
Which means that they are the most likely... There's a good chance that they... I shouldn't even say that. If they're here, and they're not from the lodge, they might know something.
Also, Murdoch, just to let you know, there's actually, I don't think they mentioned it because you shared everything. There's apparently 2 portals or weird black gate things over back at the fort.
2 of them.
One was on top of the tower, one's inside the tower, if I remember correctly.
No, there was machinery on top of the tower.
Oh, I thought I saw something on top of the tower, but it was far away. So,
It appeared to be some kind of something, but yeah, I got there.
but I do relate to him that there's some weird inky portal thing in the middle of the room.
Well, that's not ideal.
We couldn't figure out how to make it stop.
Do you even know what it is?
It's nothing I've heard of before, but it seems these Okita, or this Wakened, seem to be making all sorts of new rules.
Actually, speaking of the Waken, what was the old shotgun-wielding gentleman?
Veral.
Baral. He was apparently the speaker of the Awakened. You never saw or heard of what the Awakened might be. He spoke. No one ever seen the Awakened.
I was greatly confused on that point. Some seemed to think he was the Wakened, some said he served the Wakened. I only ever spoke to Veral, so...
Okay.
Well, I mean, he did pull that weapon out of, thin air at one point. I don't pretend to understand how that works.
That does not sound like specific technology native to our reality. Perhaps he borrowed it from somewhere else.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised.
So the question is, do we go back to the tower? Or Do we chase after... Can't remember which direction. Chase after the person who might know something.
We don't even know if they're, like, we could even find them at this point.
Right.
Could I maybe... I don't know how far reaching my whole commune with the... what's it called? Commune with the spirits goes, but could I maybe see if I can tap into to see if there is actually someone that's not acting weird in said faraway group? I know we're now really far away from said group.
You could attempt to.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do that.
You're trying to make contact with the kami?
Yeah.
Which...
I'm going to do the air because that's
Okay.
the most far-reaching, and they can probably tell, like, oh, hey, there's not this weird... After hearing that there's some weird black ichor stuff coming out, like whatever monstrosity beast that I'm riding on top of. See if maybe I can figure out if there is actually a person that's not either as affected or under the control of whatever it might call it.
Okay.
So
make your roll.
I will make a critical roll. See what happens. And the LG soup. Yeah, not cool. I can still take strife, right? Yeah, alright. We'll remove that. And then we'll also remove that. And then we'll explode that. Okay. So that comes out to be 3 success, 1 opportunity, 4 strife.
Alright. Mintus, as you sink into your meditation ritual for this, you're not sure if it's the altitude you've got at this point, but you feel as though you have a slightly different perspective on things as you're making contact with the air kami. And your awareness begins to extend off in all directions
I see everything.
Yes, as various spirits of the air are responding to your unspoken call and queries. At this point, you're actually beginning to feel as seemingly spreading out kind of across Rokugan from the epicenter of the Okita fortress. The various air kami appear to be in a state of panic, as it appears as though some of them are even giving these frantic cries, "Our brethren have fallen."
Ooh. Oh, snap. I'll relay this, of course, to the group.
And as you're trying to make some sort of contact with each of them, and trying to communicate, okay, well, I need to locate someone among these people who is untouched by whatever sickness this is, as the kami appear to view it as such. And the response you seem to have in return is that there is someone, but they are not known to them. But someone among the sea of people who abandoned the fortress appears to be untouched by the sickness in the air.
I'll relay that to my compatriots. Also, would this body have any idea? Granted, it probably won't work because it's from this world. But would a cleansing rite be able to do anything on maybe if we capture an individual?
Perhaps.
Because it removes spiritual contaminants from the target before they spread. Note this cannot remove a Shadowlands taint disadvantage once it has taken hold, blah, 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 blah. So, okay, that might be an option.
Who knows?
Anyway, but I relay this to my compatriots.
Well, this adds a new layer. And Archetal? Thoughts?
Kind of rubs at his eyebrows. Well, presumably if this individual is not known to the air kami, they are also not of this place.
Mm-hmm.
Which may indicate that they are other individuals like Viral, or something else entirely.
Well, either they're friendly, or they're outnumbered.
I feel like I taught you that at some point.
Learn from the best. You seem to have an ability with this creature that I lack. see if he can go sniff him out.
He looks over to the Guardian, who's basically constantly monitoring all of you at this point, and I was never a Guardian, but I learned a few things.
Do I get the impression that the Kyokor beast understands everything we're saying, or is it just like piecing bits and pieces together?
I mean, it seems highly intelligent at the very least.
Okay. Just really impatient and chaotic.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
But Mudarkatal, it takes a fair amount of convincing this time, but eventually Mudarkatal, speaking to the Kyokor, is able to persuade it once again through what words you don't know, but convincing it to pursue this lead back the way you came. Takes a bit of coaxing.
Yeah, sure.
Like, no, this is still in your best interest. We're still your best option. And yeah, once again, the Kyokor begins to make its way across the landscape, getting to be close to midday, actually, by the time you catch back up with the horde back entered into the Cranelands at this point. And you see this mass of people. And on the very distant horizon is the village where you all had your samurai training.
Oh boy. Well, I asked the Kyokor beast if it can identify the other person who doesn't belong and pick them out of the crowd. That seems to have a nose for that.
You know, that's a natural 19. So it will actually just kind of stoop down and once again just kind of sweep a hand through the crowd of people and catch up what it at least seems to think is the important individual, just kind of not crushing, but just kind of caging its fingers and lifting it up.
Just one person?
No, there's
okay.
A number of people just kind of flailing, and a few of them are dropping out of the hand as it raises it.
As the hand gets closer, I just kind of shouted into it, "Hello!
Hello?
Great! I'm glad you can hear us. Once the other people move, stick your hand out so I can see you."
Hideyoshi-san?
Who is this?
And you just see the hand
New
kind
phone.
of
Who's
poke
this?
out, and the face is kind of out through the clamoring people, and it's Isoda-san. He looks a little frazzled
Pull him out.
as you reach in, grab him by the arm, haul him out, and he's
I'm
appears.
so confused right now.
Oh, man, you got some explaining to do.
Yeah.
First off, it is great to see you again. By the way,
Yes.
It's very good to see you. We're glad you're okay.
I need to explain. To avoid being trampled, I simply climbed on one of the men who was running.
Yes, but do you know that you don't belong here?
Where are you from?
Yeah.
You have met my mother.
Where's
I
your
am
mother
from-
from?
Our village.
So his mother has some explaining to do.
By the way, you earned this, and I give them the little pin of the little badge of Koya Saru or whatever it's called.
He looks at it. You know that if I keep this, it will shatter. It is not mine.
No, you.
That
you
one
won
is
it.
yours.
This one is mine.
This one is yours. Yes.
I am glad you have kept it.
Yes. Sorry you lost my knife, but don't worry about it. I'm glad you used it well.
He kind of looks down the 150-foot drop. So, what is happening, and did we win?
Don't know. Don't know. To answer both of your questions.
We're really confused right now. We're not really sure what's happening. We were hoping you might be able to help us, but it turns out...
The knowledge we were hoping that you had, you apparently don't.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. No big deal.
I must say, though, I'm glad to see that you're alive.
Yes.
Thank you.
We did do lots of this just to rescue you, so...
I thought I caught sights of Jikadan and the massive
Out
people
there.
down there.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's
definitely a local.
succumbed to whatever is
Yeah.
gotten to everyone
He
else.
came and got me, and we tried to escape, and
And then he turned weird.
I lost track of him.
Out of curiosity, though, what happened after you were captured and abducted from that village over there? That went towards the direction where the zombie horde's going, since I forget the name of the village.
That was not the direction of my village. He motions up.
Well, no. You weren't. Wasn't he hijacked from that when it was attacked by the Ukita League? And we all went out there to go help, and then I left him.
Kosatan Shiro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what a.
Yeah, it's
how about
not, it's
this?
not his village, but that's
Right.
where you had been training.
But, sorry, it's been a long
Sure.
evening and night for me.
Sure.
But what happened after you got captured in the Lucky Cricket?
Well, I was taken back to the Okita League's fortress and taken up into the tower to meet with their man Viral, who asked me some questions and then imprisoned me.
What did he ask?
He wished to know my lineage, and I told him what I knew.
What do you know to be your lineage?
Well, my mother and father are of my village, and I was born to them. My father is dead. My mother lives, I hope.
Do you know how your father died?
I was told he died protecting our village from raiders.
Did we ever catch
Did
his
you
last
ever-
name?
How old were you when your father died?
He has to think about that for a second. I must have been 5 years old.
Do you ever remember anything strange about either of your parents?
Like what?
Just out of the ordinary with this world.
Do you have any memories from when you were young of being in a place different from where you are now? Not on top of this thing, obviously, but in Rokugan.
No.
Hmm.
My earliest memories are of my village.
I might turn to Mudurkatal and just ask, what do you make of this, by the way?
He's just standing there, kind of arms folded, studying Isoda-shan. I think they have discovered what became of some of our operatives.
Do you know anyone named Kawarana?
He frowns. Don't think so.
Isoda-shan, what was your father's name?
He kind of looks about and is starting to get a little wary at this point.
Sorry, we're not... You're not in trouble. We're not trying to do any harm to anybody, but,
We have some potential vested interest in your family.
friendly
And it
interest.
involves questioning my parentage.
Not
Yeah.
that way.
Not in that we think that you are not
Like
telling the truth.
Yeah, you're getting a little like kind of a bit of a slight on his honor at this point, as far as he sees it. Like, you're saying I'm a bastard?
No.
No. I look at Madarkashal with this like intentional look of what can I say? Like I'm about to like spill the beans. Is he going to stop me?
He just kind of motions with his chin for you to go on.
Okay, so Isoda-shan, I'm going to tell you a quick, short, hopefully short story about why we're asking all of these questions. It'll probably give you far more questions than answers, but here it is. And I explain that we, of course, are not from here.
We're extra not from here, unlike previously.
Yeah, like extra not from here. And that there's a whole bunch of us back there that our parents never came back, and it's been, I don't know how many, do you guys call it years here? I don't know. Passage of time is weird.
It's years, by the way. If you stayed in class, it would. Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
Time passes very differently where we're from, okay?
She does have a point there.
See, and I didn't even go to school for that. And suffice to say, we want to know if we knew your predecessors.
Go ahead and roll. This is social skills, so we'll call that. Yeah, you're not lying here. All right, we'll call it courtesy reason.
Oh boy.
Is she able to get assistance from myself on that one?
How do you assist?
Nodding and filling in blanks and explaining things when she says weird phrases.
Okay.
Could I also maybe assist and try to soften some of the edge that Saheen is really putting forth?
How do you do so?
Well, when she's like getting really all up, like for how she started off with the whole, hey, what about this, prod,
Mm-hmm.
kind of soften the blow and just remind him that we're helping him defeat this great evil because he hired us originally.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's, we're trying to, basically help us help you type of thing. And sorry for my colleagues' rough demeanor.
All right.
So you can go use my 3 skills ranks in that courtesy.
Okay.
So 3 from him. What's your earth ring?
My earth ring is 2.
My earth ring is 2.
My earth ring is 2.
So 3 skill dice.
And 3 ring dice. Because I give you an extra ring die.
And he gives me the skill dice.
Right.
Okay.
And you can keep 3 dice.
Mm-hmm.
What did you roll?
Sploders, apparently.
Meanwhile, keep in mind while we're doing this, the grand
3.
army of zombies is just
3 success, 1 opportunity, and I take 2 strength.
All right. Okay. Very slowly, Isoda-chan looks between each of you and gives a reluctant nod. My father's name was Lomai.
Does that ring any bells for us?
At that, Mudarkatal, actually, you see him just blink. Oh.
Say, okay, Madarkatal, let us in on whatever's going on here.
So like I was saying previously, you gotta...
Okay, you know what?
And
I just want to know.
he looks over to you, Hideyoshi. I suppose you should meet your half-brother.
Wait,
At this, I'm like, oh.
you didn't know? You don't know the name? Like
What?
What? How? What?
Lomai is not my father's name.
Undercover name.
What?
Oh my.
Your younger brother is a dwarves, by the way.
Hi.
Isoda-chan just looks... What? How? I thought you were not from here. Why are you saying... And yeah, he's completely lost.
Well, I try to tell you it all again, but I don't know that it would help. We're not from here. Your father was not from here. I know. What?
Wait. I have a brother.
You also have a younger sister.
And
Oh! I had forgotten about that.
And a stepmother.
Is that
What about my mother?
I don't know. Your father was not supposed to be here.
Wait.
Where was he supposed to be?
Yeah. I think we're gonna need to talk about where our parents went.
Yes.
Also, zombie horde or whatever is still heading towards destination. Just keeping that in mind.
Honestly, personal revelations are a
I
little
know.
more important right now.
Well, I think we have found somebody who may be able to open the way home for us, at the very least.
Okay. But what do we do about that? And I point to what Memphis was.
He looks, Nargatal looks, and actually the huge horde of people is almost upon the realm of Doji Toseki, and as you see, like, their Doji Toseki and his soldiers are trying to form up ranks to protect their home at this point. And Nargatal says, I guess time we finally chose a side here.
Meaning we're gonna have to kill them? 'Cause that doesn't seem right.
Whatever mission Viral has set them on, it will not end here.
It might not be possible to make them better.
I'm sorry that all of you must face this so soon, but if we're going to save this world and hopefully find a way to return this fellow back where he belongs, we know it must be done.
Well, we have a creature to help us, and I point to...
The Kyoko actually, like, the head swivels to see the mass of people charging in.
It's not ideal, but...
I believe these sorts of fellows like making messes.
The Kyoko actually gives something like an enthusiastic nod.
I mean, I looked to Madarkatal and, like, I know it's not ideal, but it would make our job significantly easier, and it wouldn't have been us.
And maybe Doji Toseki will actually help us this time.
Although, if I was Doji Toseki, because I'm related to him, I would definitely attract a big creature that I'd never before seen in my entire life heading towards the city.
But if the creature is starting to attack the people attacking them first, they might hold off attacking the creature.
Also, it's 150 feet tall. I wouldn't attack if I didn't know it was hostile.
It's what were you saying the intimidation feat was? The bowel loosening?
Bowel loosening terror.
Terror.
Yes.
There, yeah.
With a plus 39, that's basically what you got. And Madargatal just kind of steps up on the creature's shoulder and just kind of places a hand on his neck and again speaks in that language. And the Kyokor raises its arms and just unleashes a bellow down below. And it was a 15, so that what is that?
50 plus
54 intimidates as this bellowing, shrieking rumble just
But I'm guessing it does
ripples
nothing
across
to the
the landscape.
people running.
Even the individuals who have thus far just been single-mindedly racing forward spin about at this ungodly, cacophonous sound. And Doji Toseki and his warriors attempt to hold their ground, but even they are trying to, in vain to hold their ground as they're shrinking back in terror from this beast.
Bowel loosening terror.
And that is where we'll pick it up next time.
Ah.
I have a brother, you guys, and a sister, and a stepmother, and hopefully 2 real parents somewhere around here, but maybe dad, maybe not so much.
Who knows?
So, with all of that to take into account, some tough decisions made, some possible revelations had, we'll see what happens with this next time on Tim Portalers. Thanks for checking out our show. If you want to learn more about us, follow us at Tim Portlers on Twitter, Or you can email us directly at tim.portlers@gmail.com.